Hi everyone, my name is Will, and I'm with my friends Quinlan and Kylie. We are representatives of Franklin High School's Science National Honor Society, and we are here to teach you a little bit about environmental science. We're going to take you through an experiment and help you along the way. So first, if you do decide to do this experiment, we need to talk about safety. Safety is always the number one priority, so be sure that you have a parent or guardian around to help you while you're experimenting. Today, we are going to be making a volcano. Volcanoes are a fascinating part of the environment. They're basically big mountains that are full of lava and are made when two pieces of earth collide or combine. So, before we actually do the experiment, we need to do a little bit of background on volcanoes. So, the pieces of earth that collide or combine when a volcano forms are called tectonic plates, and these are just large pieces that make up the earth. These plates move, but very slowly, and may even bump into each other. When these plates bump into each other and one slides above the other, a piece of that plate will be pushed above the ground and create what we know as a volcano. We know that Earth is a big sphere, but below Earth there are different sections of rock that make up the entire planet. The section closest to the middle is called the core, and it is extremely hot. Then there is the mantle, which is right above the core. The mantle is the biggest layer of the Earth and is mostly solid and still pretty hot. Lastly, there is the crust, which is a thin layer of rock that is solid and is part of the Earth and is the part of the Earth that we all stand and run on.
Hi, my name is Kylie, and I'll be the one actually conducting the experiment. So now that you understand the layers of the Earth, it's time to explain what happens in order for a volcano to erupt. So for a volcano to erupt, the rock in the mantle has to erupt first. Then, since there's a hole in the top, the hot rock, melted rock, also known as lava, comes up through the hole along with other things such as smoke and ash and other rocks. And then it explodes, and you see the smoke and you see the lava and whatnot. So now that you understand what we're going to try and portray, it's time to talk about materials. So what you will definitely need is a 1 liter bottle of Coca-Cola and then some Mentos. We won't use all of these. And then optionally, which will make it look more like a volcano, therefore it's a little more fun, we have Model Magic and a canvas and just some green paint. Okay, so I'm just going to position the Coca-Cola bottle over my canvas like this. So now what I'm doing is I'm just wrapping the Model Magic around the bottle. Okay, now that it's completely covered, I'm gonna go ahead and paint the canvas green, just look like the ground. Okay, so now that our volcano has been made, we are ready to start the eruption. So as you can see, this hole on the top is what I was talking about where the smoke comes up. So I'm gonna place about 5 Mentos. And it's gonna explode, so you might wanna wear goggles. And there you have it. As you can see, the foam from the Coca-Cola is what represents the lava. And make sure you have a parent or guardian watching over you to make sure you gather all the materials and while conducting the experiment. Okay, so even though volcanoes can be really cool, they can also be really harmful to the environment. Any surrounding animal or plant or anything around it gets covered by this lava and it's almost preserved in there, which makes fossils. So yeah, that was my experiment. And once you put in Mentos and you get a reaction the first time, you actually won't get a reaction again, sadly. But I hope you enjoyed.
While volcanoes can also have very harmful impacts on the environment, there are also some good things that can happen as well. In some cases, the ash from volcanic eruptions can act as a fertilizer for the soil. Volcanic eruptions may also bring valuable minerals to the Earth's surface. Some of these metals you might know are metals like copper, gold, or silver. Now, you might be wondering where these volcanoes actually come from. And the answer is that they can form in three different ways. As we were saying, the Earth's crust is the outermost layer of our planet. That crust is divided into these sections that move over a very long time, very slowly. These are called tectonic plates. One way a volcano forms is at a divergent boundary. This is when two plates move apart and magma comes through the space. The next way a volcano forms is at a convergent boundary. This is when one tectonic plate slides underneath the other and pushes a piece of land above the crust to form a volcano. The last way a volcano might form is a hotspot, and this is when a large magma plume rises from the mantle up onto the surface. Now, this magma is what lava comes from. Lava is actually just really hot rock, and it is a thick consistency that's kind of in between a solid and a liquid. After a volcano has erupted, lots of rocks are either created or left behind because of the cooling lava. These rocks are called igneous rocks and look something like this. These rocks form when the hot, molten rock cools and hardens, creating what you know as a rock. Since these rocks are formed only in this way, we call them a special type of rock, which is an igneous rock. So that's going to be all. Hopefully you enjoyed our experiment, and feel free to try something similar at home. Make sure you keep safety in mind and do this experiment with an adult just for safety purposes. And now you know how volcanoes form and also how they impact Earth. So thank you for watching.